everyone. Welcome to Monday Mindset. I'm Erin Hart, and today we are going to be talking all about the holidays and how to stay on your sugar and flour free plan during the holidays. So, I know that for a lot of you, this may feel like a really big challenge. And I remember when I started a few years ago, this is my fourth holiday season living a sugar and flour free lifestyle. But in the beginning, the first year, I just remember feeling like, how do you even do this, right? How do you navigate the holidays when there is sugar and flour everywhere, where people are dropping it off at your doorstep, where, the holidays and the traditions in our society uh, are all about food, right? So what I want to do in this video today is just give you some hope, first of all, and let you know that it's possible to stay on your sugar and flour free meal plan during the holidays. And first of all, why would you even want to do that? And I want to just start with that because when you're approaching a holiday season, you may ask yourself, like, well, why would I even want to stay on my sugar and flour free plan? Like, is this something I really want to do? Or do I want to try to moderate? And, um, and we all have self responsibility, but let me just share with you my perspective as a health coach and seeing um, how the holidays have affected people in the past. So, one of the reasons I think it's really important to stay true to your plan during the holiday season is because, first of all, it's just such a great opportunity to solidify your new identity as someone who eats sugar and flour free. Truly, if we want to have a permanent sustainable weight loss solution, we need to adopt an identity around living sugar and flour free and be consistent in eating on our plan, despite challenges that come in our way, holidays or special occasions or family parties. And if every special occasion were a special occasion for you to eat off of your plan, I mean, we would have multiple throughout the week, right? We can always find excuses to eat off of your plan. And what happens, I find, is that when people make exceptions for special occasions, it can become a downward spiral. It can escalate into more and more and more special occasions, and you have that mental chatter and you're constantly negotiating with yourself. I had someone talk to me this week about someone who was doing some parts work, and they were saying that when you find yourself negotiating with yourself all the time, or you just know you're not in your highest self. You're not in your highest self when you're constantly negotiating with yourself. When you're having all of the food chatter, when it's just a sign that you may not be in your highest self. So I just want to invite you to embrace the challenge of sticking to your plan during the holiday season. It will help you to solidify your identity. It will help you to continue to progress toward your health goals. It will help you to gain experience and confidence as you go through the holidays without eating on your plan. It brings so much confidence. The first year, I didn't know if I could do it, but I did it. And after that, I just felt so strong. I felt like, I can do this. This is sustainable for me. And I want to give you some tips. If this is the first year that you are navigating a sugar and flour free lifestyle, I want to just give you a few tips on how to go about that, and encourage you to help you to know that you're going to feel so proud at the end of it. At the end of the holiday season, having stuck to your plan and, course corrected as you've needed to, having compassionate curiosity, but, having that mindset of unstoppability through the holidays. I just wanted to encourage you because you are going to progress toward your goal So just imagine how you're going to feel when you're on the other side of it. And that's how we want to make our decisions, not in the moment when we're having a craving or an urge or there's triggering food around. We don't want to give in to those in the moment. That's like the lower part of our brain. We want to really use that higher part of our brain and choose what is going to ultimately help us to find true joy in the holiday season. And while food is a big part of all of the traditions that we have, one of the things I just want to invite you to do is to find new ways to celebrate without using food. I mean, of course, we're still going to have food because we all have to eat. But what are some ways that you can deeply connect with your family and make new memories and traditions around the holidays that don't involve food? So, for Halloween, for example, how can you focus on the people and not the food, right? The people and not all the treats. Some fun things that I've heard of some people doing, besides just dressing up and having fun with the kids, giving out dollar bills. Or this year for Halloween, we're giving out those little vampire teeth. And I'm not saying that your kids shouldn't eat candy during Halloween. I think it's fine. Not everyone experiences food addiction. But if you're wanting to decrease your visual triggers in your home, maybe I would just recommend not keeping, triggering food in your home when you're trying to recover from food addiction. So, finding different things to give out that aren't food. At Thanksgiving, focusing on gratitude, focusing on keeping a gratitude journal with your family, or, having, playing football on Thanksgiving morning, or doing a 5K Thanksgiving morning, right? For Hanukkah, just spending time with your family and friends, connecting with God and your traditions. Christmas, learning about Jesus Christ and losing yourself in the service of others, right? Just taking your focus off of the food and placing it on the real reason that you're celebrating the holiday. At New Year's, spend time journaling and dreaming about what, why, and how you are going to achieve your goals for the next year. So for all of these holidays, you can really more deeply connect with others, and you can shift your focus from the food to the people, from the food to the real reason that you're celebrating the holiday. And of course, we're still going to eat delicious food during the holidays, but having the main purpose behind your get-together is not the food, but focusing on the people, asking them questions, asking your loved ones questions about, what they've been up to, connecting with them, finding ways to serve them, laughing or crying with them, right? The holidays are, for a lot of us, we've been able to connect with our family through food, but I want to help you to just separate food and connection with people. That, food is not necessary to connect with people. It really can actually block true connection. At least for me, when I was, in past years, I was so focused on the food that I didn't even really connect deeply with those around me, because I was thinking about the food so much. So you don't need to eat sugar and flour to enjoy the holidays. In fact, you may enjoy the holidays even more without sugar and flour, without feeling shame and guilt and weight gain that's associated with overeating. So some things that I wanted to just help you to remember are your deep why. As you're going through the holidays, remember your why. Remember why you started this sugar and flour free lifestyle in the first place. Lean into that, and not just to look cute in jeans, right? Because if that's your reason and you're at a holiday party and it's not going to be enough to help you to stay on your plan, you really have to go deep with your why, and like 7 levels deeper than those initial superficial reasons. We have to have our deep why be bigger than ourselves, and 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 we know that we have that deep why when we feel, when we like want to cry, or when we feel goosebumps, right? So be sure to review the deep why video. It's a great time to revisit that exercise, and do the deep why exercise during the holidays when you can anticipate a challenge. It's a great reason, a great time to revisit your why. Uh, this is a time it's really essential to increase your accountability. When you can anticipate a lot of triggering foods and visual triggers and smells, and you can anticipate food pushers, right? It's an important time to increase your accountability, to check in with your buddy each day, or bookend. When you go to a party, check in with someone before, let them know your intention, and then check in with them after and let them know how it went. So expand your support network as much as possible. If you aren't a member of the Healthy Real Food community, I really invite you to join our private community on Facebook. It's an amazing place to find support and buddies with others who are living sugar and flour free. And another thing I would encourage you to do is just get back to the basics during this time of year. So if some of your habit stacks have gone out the window, this is a great time to refocus your efforts. Write down your food the night before, commit it to your buddy, and eat exactly what you wrote down the next day, and then follow up with that person. Weigh and measure your food with a digital food scale. That is weighing and measuring our food with exactness. It's a way to really decrease the food chatter, and it's really so much easier mentally than trying to moderate and make exceptions, because more begets more, and those exceptions can lead to more mental food chatter and cravings. I've seen so many times, as a coach and just as an observer in this community, where one holiday off plan, where it's been an intentional decision to eat something off plan, it can reignite that food addiction, and it can lead truly to months and even years of struggle. And I've seen that so often. So if you are having peace with your program right now, it's not a time to start experimenting and moderating, right? Protect what you have, protect your program. It's so worth it. And find ways to find joy this season without using food. So this, let's see, I wanted to also share some tips with you, on, really how to navigate specific scenarios. Like perhaps you live in a neighborhood where people bring treats to your door, right? And or at your work, people pass out their gifts or treats. And so you have all of these people gifting you food. So one way that I approach this is just, I always just accept it. This is how I handle it, and you can do whatever brings you peace. But I always accept it just graciously, and I don't explain to people that I'm not a person that eats sugar and flour. And then I regift it. So my kids love it. They can eat those foods, and they can moderate them. So my kids eat some of those foods. But I also sometimes just regift it to my other neighbors, right? Or friends. And I love when people bring me treats because I can see that it's a way for them to express love to me, even though it's not something that I really want. It's kind of a fun game because then I make a challenge of who to give it to. But you know what? It's also okay to just say thank you and accept it and put it in the trash can. And you can really just dispose of it. They don't need to know about that. But don't put it on the counter. Don't keep it around. Okay, either dispose of it or give it away. Or if it's for your family, put it in the special cupboard where you just don't ever open that cupboard door. And don't feel guilty about that. So you accepted the gift, and they wanted you to feel loved and appreciated, and you did accept that. You don't have to eat the thing for them to know that you feel loved, and it's a gift of their thoughtfulness and kindness. So you don't have to eat it. I you also just don't need to explain yourself to anyone. If there are food pushers that are in your family or neighbors or friends and stuff, right? You can simply say no thank you. So if you're at a family party or something and someone offers you something, say, oh, thank you, but no. Or just say, I'm so full, I'm not hungry, or maybe I'll eat some of that later, right? But you don't have to eat things just to please other people. And it really helps you to build your identity when you find creative ways to say no thank you, right? Saying no thank you helps you to solidify your identity as someone who doesn't eat sugar and flour. And at first we kind of have to pretend, right? Like you feel like you're pretending. Like I'm a person when I was 280 pounds and I started to say no thank you that I don't eat sugar and flour, I was still 280 pounds, and people are like, really, you're 280 pounds? But for me, that's how it started, is by starting to say no thank you. And it's not that we can't eat sugar and flour, it's that we choose not to. So it's a great way to solidify your identity by just simply saying no thank you. Or but you don't have to explain it to people. You really don't. You can say no thank you, period. And that's a full sentence. So, but you can explain it if you want to, but don't feel like you have to. Practice self-care by doing what's best for you at parties and special occasions. I usually say like, oh, that looks so amazing, but I'm so stuffed. I'm full. I may have some later if there's someone that's pushing food on me, or I ask them for a drink of water or something, right? For get-togethers, I always bring a fruit or veggie tray or a salad that has a healthy protein on it, so that I can definitely guarantee that I'll have some food there at the party that I can actually eat. If you're going to a party and you're expecting, and you're not sure if there's going to be food on your plan there, there's probably not going to be. So don't leave your dreams to chance. Bring something to share. You don't even have to ask to bring something. People always just appreciate if someone brings something to share at a family party. So just bring a big salad, or bring something to share. Bring a veggie tray, or something that has healthy real food on it. So it's if there another thing that you can do is just eat before you go to the party and not have to worry about it, right? And then just sometimes you could bring a sparkling water. That's an idea. And just say like, oh, thank you, that looks so good, but I already ate, right? No one really cares as much as we think that they care. And so just practice self-care by setting healthy boundaries with yourself and with family. Choose to stick to your plan. You're going to feel so much better when you do. I find that having a sparkling water is really helpful at family parties, especially when there's a lot of not my food around. So if you're feeling really triggered, uh, use the 5 second rule that Mel Robbins teaches and text your support person immediately and to bookend with them. Text them before the party and after the party for accountability. Remember, your only job in the moment when you're feeling a really strong urge to eat off of your plan is to recognize the urge as a signal from your primal brain, without becoming distressed by it and not to act on it. So your only job is not to act on it. And that will bring you so much joy. Those strong urges and cravings, they will pass. And every time you choose not to act on them, you're building mental strength. So the holidays are an amazing time for you to build your mental muscles. And by not acting on those strong urges and cravings, you're sending a clear signal to your brain. And those urges and cravings are going to eventually go away. But if you intermittently give in, that's when all of the food chatter happens. That's when all of the craziness happens. So having to get sanity around food, you want to have that clear signal to your brain that that you just, like a line in the sand that you just don't cross. And it's really hard the first several times, but the more and more that you do it, you'll just be so surprised that the cravings eventually go away. Embrace the challenge of the holidays and think of it as a way to build that mental fortitude. Every time you stay on your plan when it's hard, you get stronger. You are building a strong foundation of healthy eating for the rest of your life. You are progressing toward your health goals, and your future self is going to be so grateful that you did. So if all of your family traditions are centered around food, I invite you to create new traditions that don't involve unhealthy food, like a Thanksgiving 5K or going bowling on Christmas Eve, or buying a new game each Christmas to play with the family, right? I challenge you to make your plan and stick to it. Increase your accountability and support. Get back to the basics during the next few months of just writing down your food, committing it to someone, and eating exactly what you wrote down. I challenge you to focus on food preparation and weekly meal planning habits. Imagine how you will feel come January, having made progress toward your health goals and strengthened your mindset. Imagine how you'll feel in a year or two after practicing consistent execution with your meal plan. The way that we gain confidence is to do hard things and not die. So stay strong and stay on your plan during the holiday season. You may not have the confidence yet because you haven't done it before, but the way to build confidence is to just do it. And then each year it just becomes so easy. The second year was a lot easier than the first. The third year was a lot easier than the second. And so use this as an opportunity to build your new identity. And it will just give you so much momentum come the new year. The new year always comes with a lot of awesome goal setting momentum, but imagine building that momentum all throughout the holidays, and then come the new year, you're going to fly. So if you do make a mistake or you don't stick to your plan perfectly, I just want you to know that it's okay, because you're human and it's okay. Don't fall into the all or nothing mentality or the what the hell effect. Just remember the 3 C's of constant course correction: compassionate curiosity, connection, and commitment to have your very next meal be right back on track. Don't beat yourself up. Be kind to yourself as you navigate this season. It is so much easier mentally when you're 100%. But if you're not perfect, it's a really great opportunity to practice overcoming the all or nothing mentality and learn from it so you can be stronger going forward. So don't be perfect, be unstoppable. Happy holidays with all of the joy and sometimes heartache that this season can bring. I know that a lot of the reasons that many of us struggle during the holidays is because there are so many emotions associated with these holidays and traditions, right? A lot of them may be joyful and celebratory, but some of them may be loneliness or sadness, right? Of things that we've lost or people that we've lost. So, if you struggle with emotional eating, I just want to invite you to find ways to care for yourself without using food during this season. Surround yourself in our community. We will help you. I wish you so much happiness, health, and hope. If you haven't already, be sure to join the Healthy Real Food community and to find resources and accountability to help you during the next few months and beyond. I also wanted to share with you that while we're talking about the holidays, this week I created a really fun ebook that are all of my favorite things. So I went through Amazon and I just selected all of my very favorite items. So if you need ideas to share with your family of things that you may want for the holidays, it's a really fun book. So it's the Healthy Real Food Lifestyle Favorite Things ebook. If you want a copy, be sure to email me at erinharthealthcoaching.com and I will get that to you. It has all of my favorite, what's it have in it? It has all of my favorite kitchen gadgets, pantry items, self-care items, books, some really helpful apps listed in there to really support you and help you with your sugar and flour free lifestyle. And this is a fun way to reward yourself during the holiday season without using food. So be sure to check it out. If you're in the VIP community, there's a post where you can download the ebook. It's under the Files tab. If you are not part of the Year of You, just send me an email and I'll get that to you. So have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Bye.